Okay, thanks for joining me again. Looking at Delphi and Carroll County again. My last video, I asked you to think about motive. For those of you who have a person of interest in this horrific double murder, I ask you to come up with a motive for the murders. And I got a lot of response on that video. A lot of people throwing out their motive. A lot of them make a lot of sense. For those of you who are new to my channel, I might suggest that you go back and check out my last video where I talk about motive for this murder. And then this video here will make a little more sense. And if you are new, please subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Share this, obviously, and give the thumbs up and all that stuff. So moving on, we talked about your POI and the motive that you've come up with for this, the murder of these two young girls. Well, I'm going to throw something else out today because there's more to solving a crime than just having a person of interest or a suspect and then coming up with a motive for them to commit the crime. They also have to have the opportunity to commit the crime. They have to have the means to commit the crime. But today, I just want to talk about opportunity. So think, this is a pretty serious question here, and kind of the center of this whole dilemma of solving this crime. You have to be able to put your suspect, your person of interest, at the bridge February 13th, 2017, so that they had the opportunity to commit the crime. Now, how do you do that? Most of us can't do that. Now, many of you believe that law enforcement actually knows who Bridge Guy is, who committed this crime, maybe more than one person. And a lot of you are very frustrated that there's no arrests being made. Well, think about the question I just asked you. How do you put your person of interest, your suspect, on that bridge, on that date, that afternoon in February of 2017? You can't do that, can you? Well, I just want to submit that maybe this is where law enforcement is at. I think there's a good chance they do know who the suspect is or suspects are. And I think they're having trouble, this is my own personal opinion, I think they're having trouble putting that person in Delphi on that bridge in that area on the Logan property that date. Now, how do they do that? They have a lot more abilities and means of finding out these kind of things than we do. But I'm sure that they know much, much more than all of us put together that are here in the true crime world. So how would they put somebody at the scene if they don't have a witness that saw someone there that day or on the trail that day, or have personal knowledge that a certain person or persons committed that crime? If they don't have that witness, what else would they do? If they don't have a photograph from a trail cam or something like that, well, DNA, possibly. We think they have DNA. They say they have DNA. So that would be a way to put somebody at the scene for that opportunity. That's the word of today, is opportunity to commit the crime. Now, as far as this witness, we assume that they don't have any witnesses that have come forward. And keep in mind, that's just an assumption. There very well could be a person or persons who have come forward, and it's just not released to the public. So I just want everybody to understand that law enforcement is working this case. There's something that they need. There may be more than one person involved, and a lot of loose ends have to be tied up. They're going to have to be able to present their case and their suspect or suspects to a prosecutor and show that that person had a motive for committing the crime, which we talked about last video, had the opportunity to commit the crime, they were there that day, and that they had the means to commit the crime. In this case, maybe they're somewhat agile, they had a cutting instrument, a sharp instrument of some type, and whatever else they might be able to present as a means of committing the crime. But they're going to have to present that to a prosecutor and convince that prosecutor that he or she can then go to trial on a very high-profile double murder and convince a jury that this person committed the crime, or these persons committed the crime. So let's not put too much pressure on law enforcement. I'm confident they're working on this. And I feel confident that we're getting close. So, I don't know where else to go with this. I just wanted you to realize that putting a suspect at the scene that day is very difficult from what we're hearing, because we don't have any witnesses that saw the person. And if we do have that person, we're not aware of it. If they've come forward and talked to law enforcement, we don't know that. They very well may have information firsthand that we're not aware of. And they're just tying up loose ends. I think that's where we're at. I hope so. I want to thank all of you for my support, or your support for what you've done in the last couple of months. A lot of reaction to my last video. I read the comments. I listen to what you had to say about motive. Some of you have very thought out theories about motive. Very interesting. Now, put your suspect at the scene. You see how difficult that is, especially from where we're at. But that's what law enforcement's dealing with. They've got to put these people or this person there on that bridge that date. So I want to take this short moment to promote my book, House Secrets. If you like murder, and that's why you're here, I guess, if you like romance, if you like the undercover world and the outlaw biker world, that's all in this book. For those that are new and don't know me, not only did I work homicide for quite a while, I was undercover narcotics for quite a while. And the book, House Secrets by Perry Freeman, is kind of based on some of the things I experienced in that undercover double life. So that book's on Amazon Prime. The link will be down below the video. Please check it out. So that's really all I've got. I just want you to think about the opportunity to commit this crime. Law enforcement and the prosecutor are going to have to be able to present their case and put that person there that day to commit that crime. Not easy, but I think they're working on it. A couple of things. Don't get tunnel vision. Some of you tune into your POI and you just can't budge from that. Gonzo and I have talked about that, and it's really hard to get somebody off of their person of interest. Once they focus in, get that tunnel vision, it's very hard to convince them of anything else or to even get them to look at anything else. Keep an open mind. Stay positive, stay safe, think things are happening. Let's figure out how law enforcement's going to provide that opportunity for our suspect to commit the crime. So that's really all I've got. Thanks again, and I'll see you later.